Morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning. Nice bright sunny morning here in Bucks in Aylesbury. Beautiful morning, sun shining. I think we've got a lovely day today. After yesterday, it was raining all day here yesterday. Georgia Western, morning. Jennifer, morning. Carol, good morning. Thumbs up. Who else have we got on? Can't see the other. I can see the little icons at the top, but I can't. I don't know all the icons. There's a nice rose one there. I don't know who that is. Morning, Judith. Hope you're well. To meet up for a coffee soon. Keep talking about it, never doing it. It'd be nice. Why have I got a little one come up here? I never understand that. I think it's just if you want to bring someone on as a guest speaker, but I think that'd be too complicated. when we get people that you want to speak to, maybe we'll start bringing people on the camera, but I don't really quite know how that works. So anyway, so today we're going to make a handbag with Oasis. Morning, Tina. Dull day in Ireland. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, it's really lovely here today. Sun shining. It's going to be a nice day here today. Yes, thanks. I hope definitely meet up for a coffee. Keep talking about it. Now we can have people in our gardens and things. It'll be a bit easier, won't it? So definitely do that. Right, we'll wait for a few more. Breeder, morning. Yeah, so today we're going to make a handbag, a floral handbag. It's relatively simple, and I'll show you how to do that. And I just made it up myself. I haven't copied it from anywhere or seen anyone do it, but I just saw a picture of one, the one I put on the group, and I thought, oh, that looks quite nice. I'll have a go at making that. So we're just going to make it today, see how it goes. So like me, like you, if you haven't done these things before, it doesn't matter, you can just try. If you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can always find a different way around. Morning, Breeder. You can always find a different way around it yourself. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. So what you're going to need for your handbag, what you're going to need for your handbag is obviously one block of Oasis. This is the Niagara Oasis I'm using at the moment. There's a lot of discussion about Oasis at the moment, whether it's, we shouldn't really be using a lot of it. It's not good for the environment. So what I'm going to do is I've made a conscious decision. I'm going to use all the Oasis I've got up. I've got about 2 boxes left now. I've got one black and one green. I'm going to use them up, and then I'm going to go on to the eco-friendly one. It's a lot more expensive, but I think we probably should be doing it. So I'm going to use these up for now, and I'll continue to use these until my stocks are gone and any orders are made up. But anyway, that's another subject for another day. So you're going to need a block of Oasis, a small piece of cellophane on the bottom, just to stop the water running everywhere. You're going to need some mossing pins. These are mossing pins used in funeral work for ribboning, that type of stuff. They're like little pins. Can you see that against my hand? So you're going to need some of that, and these come in boxes. I don't know how many, probably 1,000 in there or something. I don't know. Anyway, I've had this box for ages. They last forever. I don't use them that much on ribboning because I find they're not very sharp, and to go through ribbon they need to be really sharp. So sometimes these aren't sharp enough. So I tend to use pins for ribboning anyway, but just personal choice. We're going to need some Reindeer Moss. This is Reindeer Moss, and it's like real fluffy. It's what the reindeers eat. Up in Scotland, it grows naturally in Scotland. They do dye it, obviously, we get different colours, but this natural colour is green. And this one is like a limey green, which obviously I would assume this one is dyed. I don't think it grows that colour. Morning, Claire. So we're going to need Sphagnum Moss. We're going to need some jute, twine, and obviously a collection of flowers to put in your design at the end, to fill the bag with, basically. So I've got I've got monk's hood. This is monk's hood, aconitum. It's highly poisonous, and if you ever get this in an arrangement, please don't put it anywhere. Don't let anybody eat it. You will, well, it can kill you. It's really strong stuff, so be very careful. So if you ever put this into arrangement, you should put a little warning on to say it does include aconitum, which is highly poisonous. But it's a lovely one, and it's just come out. This is the first of the year. I haven't seen this as a bought flower, so, and I do like it. I like it. This is the aqua rose. So I'm going to use 3 aqua pink roses, my favourite. Very strong, large-headed rose. We're going to use some limonium. This is limonium. This one here is like a fluffy filler, just fills in, and I've got some soft ruscus I'm going to use to outline the arrangement in. Okay, so we're going to use that later. So we don't need any of that at the moment because we're going to concentrate on making the, oh, and also for the handle, what I've got, I've got some Oasis aluminium wire. So I've just cut 2 pieces about 2 foot long. I'm going to entwine them around my handle. And for the handle, like last week when we made the twine wreath, this is just some pieces of silver birch, just the end little sprigs, the end little twiggy bits, just put together. So you've got some hard bits on both ends because that's going to be your handle. So I've literally just bundled it together with the weaker bits in the middle, tied it in the middle. So I've just tied it here just so that it doesn't all fall to pieces. So I've got a couple of pieces of twine here, and I've just tied it at the end just to sort of so that you can see how the handle is made really. So that's basically the handle, but we're going to add to that now. So I've just done that, and I've put some little Medellino sticks in here, so green Medellino sticks. So I thought it'd be quite nice to add a nice vibrant piece of the aluminium wire in. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to twist it around just to give it another texture really, and what it'll do, it'll pull all the little bits of the odd bits of twigs that you've got sort of going along the edge. So just go around it roughly all the way down. Doesn't have to be even, it can be however you like the look of it. Just nice, soft, and as I say, just sort of brings it all together. And you can obviously, because it's aluminium, you can just bend it and twist it a bit. So we've got one bit there. So I've got my two bits where I'm going to tie at the end here. So I've got one here and a bit of string on the end tying these bits together. And then in the middle, morning mum, in the morning breeder, I've got another tying point in the middle, which I've now got all let's just try and bring that through the middle. So we've got sort of 3 tying points, okay, because it's going to be your handle. So then I'm going to use the other one, the other piece, and go back the other way. So just twist it on the end just to start it off, and then going around this side, just twisting it around, tying in all those loose ends. And you can go against your twists on the on the way down, so you're sort of creating, just pull your wires, your twine 3 there in the morning, so you're sort of crisscrossing it across. Can you see that? So you're getting a sort of crisscrossy effect. As I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to be like a rustic handle. Okay, morning Tracy. So that kind of is your handle. So you can see that all the way on. So what we'll need that, we're going to just prepare the basket, but you want to just sort of put it around your oasis and just see how high up you want it. I mean, I think I'm going to have mine about that, probably about 6 to 8 inches above, because you obviously want to put your arrangement in the middle. So that will probably be about right. And you want it to look like a handbag, so handbags have quite big handles on them. Morning Linda. So just twist that round again. So when you're happy with your height of it, you can obviously cut the ends. So you've got a flat piece that's going to go sort of just into the edge of your oasis. So you've got a nice flat piece on the end. That's that side, and then the other side. onto that end, so that's going to be that height. So about there, then that's going to be about right. So just get rid of all these dead ends. Just a nice clear, get rid of any bits that are sticking out that look silly on their own. And that's it. And then you can use the rest of your twine that you've got here just to go round, just as another, just taking in, and that will just take in all those last little bits. And then you can maybe tie it up with another piece at the other end. You're not really going to see this because it's going to be on the side. So that's kind of, and then get rid of all those dead ends. This one here can go. And then this one on this side can just go down the other side. So you're just twisting it in, you're just getting all those last little bits in. As I say, it's just another texture. And then if you bring this one up, you can tie it to this bit that you've got on the other end. So just tie that up. Morning, Ramby. Who else have I missed? Anybody? I haven't said good morning. I said good morning, Linda, I think. But you had a nice holiday. I don't know if you're home yet. But you had a nice time down by the seaside. Right, so that's your handle. So you can see that just goes either side and it's touching the bottom. Alright, but you just want to bring it up a little bit and we just want to secure that. What we're going to do actually, we're going to put I've got a little piece of cellophane. So just one piece of cellophane, just a square, just enough to cover the bottom. And what we want to do as well is just chamfer the bottom. So just cut the edges off. I don't know if I've done one side. Just chamfer the edges off. And then you just want to use your hand just to rub it. So you're getting a nice soft sort of edge. Just go around. And again with that side. I think I've done that side anyway. Right, so get rid of all your rubbish off your cellophane. Put it into the middle of the cellophane. We're just going to attach this. Make sure you've got enough on both sides. You can see probably there. It's better. Right, so we're just going to, so if you turn it over, you just want to pin this with your mossing pins. These are your mossing pins. Yeah. Just pin it along the bottom, about an inch up. All you're doing is you're just putting in a little bit of waterproofing on the bottom, because you don't want it dripping all over the place if you're going to give this as a gift to somebody. So 4 on either side, plenty. Just turn it over. About an inch up. If you do it too low, if you put any water in it, it'll just seep through the pins, obviously. 5 on that side. Okay, so that's that side. And then we just want to pull in the edges. So just pull it in like you're wrapping a parcel. A bit of twig in there, which I don't need. That's it. Just make it nice and neat. Just put it in like you'd wrap a corner of a parcel, and pin that as well. On the other side, just put it in so you want a nice flat edge. Push it, put it in. Okay, do the other side. So just push and pull. This is what I mean about not being very sharp. I don't find them very sharp. But already you can see the water is just collecting in the bottom there. So that's fine. Let's put it a bit high. We're going to cut the excess off now because we don't want all of this. Just cut the excess off. Just giving it a little bit of waterproofing on the bottom. Cut round. Rubbish. Who's that saying hello? Hello from New Zealand. Hello. Good evening, Tanya. Good evening, Tanya. Okay, so let's see. So we've got our oasis. We've got our shapered bottoms on the edge. That's on the bottom of your handbag. Get rid of all this excess here. I don't want all this excess here. So we've got our shapered bottoms, and then we've got our flat top. So now we're just going to attach our handle. So we're going to put that on size, and what you'll need for this are, sorry, I forgot to mention, you're going to need some wires, florist wires for this. And these are 18 gauge wires. They're probably one of the thickest that you get. They're quite thick. They'd be too thick for gerberas. We tend to use 22s, 24s for gerberas. These are much harder. All right, so we're going to use some of these. So we're going to go right through the bottom to secure the handle. So if you cut them into, say, 3, so just put it on the bottom, and then you want to do long hairpins, really long hairpins, and just secure it through the bottom. So just put that there. Again, it's got to go through this cellophane, which doesn't always makes it more difficult, but just put them there just to secure it. See that one? You'll have to hold it obviously while you do it. So if we put a few up, you're going to need quite a few of these. That's 2. Yeah, see, it's still pulling out, so you're going to need probably 6 or 7 of these, I'd say. If you do, we'll do 2 really long ones as well. So we'll do really long ones. So this is a really long one, and we'll do that one a bit higher up, so it gives it a bit more stability inside the oasis. So I'll do that one on the other side as well, just to try and secure that in a bit better. Because it doesn't want to go in. So I've got 4 bits on that side. We'll put some more in. We'll just secure this side as well, because the way that the see, that's just wants to pull out straight away. So we'll get some more of these. Push that back in. We've only got 1 there, so we do some really long ones. So just hairpin bend, go through the cellophane. You can get it through the cellophane. Doesn't want to go through the cellophane. That's the problem, you've got too much cellophane. Let's try and get some thinner bits. That's that. Okay, so that's 2. So you can see it does hold after a while, but you need some real long hairpins. Keep doing them until you've got enough to secure it, and it doesn't want to bend too much. Just keep pushing them in from either side. We'll do one a bit higher up as well. A couple more long ones. See, they're quite hard to get through all those layers of plastic and cellophane. I'll do a few more on this side. Morning, Mary. So just keep pushing it from both sides. Just push it right into the oasis. Keep it nice. Obviously, I wouldn't advise you holding it by the handle, because it's there's a lot of weight there in the wet oasis. Anyway, so that's kind of it. So you can see you've got your basics of your little basket. Okay, so you've got a nice rustic edge on here. If you wanted to add more afterwards, you could do, but I think that's probably enough for now. Okay, so these are the colours. So obviously just use colours that you're going to use for your flowers. Okay, so then put it on its side, and we're going to add our moss now. This is the Sphagnum Moss, which I was talking about. So I've got 2 colours. I've got the moss colour, which is called Moss, and I've got the other one, which is called, what colour is the other one? They do come in different colours. This one is it's a limey colour. Hasn't got a colour on it now. I think it's just called Island. Moss Island. This one's called Moss Island. No, don't know. No, it's lime green anyway. You can see it's lime green. I don't know what colour it is. Okay, so what we're going to do, so you pull it out, and obviously this has come straight off, so it's got lots of bits of wood, so just get rid of any woody bits. You don't want those. And we're just going to layer it. Tuck in the plastic, and you want to layer it so that the bottom is just, the bottom layer is just coming over the bottom of your, bottom of the handbag basically. So we're just going to pin some of your mossing pins out, and just pin it along, so maybe 2 or 3 pieces, 2 or 3 pins, just pin it in. So we'll do, you could either do layers of colours, or you could do all one colour. I think I'm just going to do layers of colours. So again, when you do it, you'll feel lots of bits of twig, so just take the bits of twig out, you don't want to see those. So just sort of overlap it as you go along. Okay, and just make sure that you've got a nice sort of fluffy layer on the bottom. It's a nice big bit there. That's it. And go on to the corner. So you can see there, that's sort of how it grows on the. It grows in Scotland. This is actually a lichen that reindeer eat. That's why it's called reindeer moss. It's one of their favourite foods. It doesn't grow in many places in the UK, but it grows in Scotland, obviously where reindeer are, and in the sort of North Tundra, north of Scotland. So just work your way around. You just have to sort of hold it and do it as you go around. And you're going to hide the bottom of your. You're going to hide the bottom of your handle, so all your mechanics, you're going to hide that now. It's a bit hard to hold, but, and again, this will secure in your handle. So put another one there just to go right through all that handle again. Could do another one up there as well, just to secure the handle in again. These are a bit harder, these pins, so they will, if you can get it in. That was buckled now. Okay, if it buckles, don't use it. That's it. That's better. Okay, so that's one side done. Turn it over, and we do the other side. So just carry on, taking all the little bits of wood and forest that's in it, all the twiggy bits, take all those out. Morning, Julia. Hello from St Vincent's. Where is that? Oh, the Caribbean. Morning, morning. Oh, well, it's probably evening to you, isn't it? Or is it early morning there? It must be early morning there, I think. Very early. If I'm right. To tell us the time. Morning, Chris. Again, getting rid of all the bits of woody bits. You don't want any of the woody bits showing. They'll just detract from the prettiness of it. Again, just keep going round. Some of it has lots of woody bits in it, so you can sort of, I did prepare some of this just to get it started to show you, but I'm going to have to start diving in the box in a minute now. Just make sure you've got that nice little skirt on the bottom, a fluffy little edge. You don't want to see any of the plastic on the bottom. Just try and keep your work surface clear as well, don't want it all dripping. A bit there. It comes out in a big clump like this. You have to sort of unfold it, get rid of all the woody bits. Morning, Abigail. Morning, Judith. Oh, Judith, how long will the moss last if it's left in the box? It lasts for ages, Judith. You buy a box wholesale. It's quite expensive if you buy it on Etsy or anywhere like that. I think they charge something like £4 for a tenth of that box. So it's quite pricey. That's 500 grams, and I know they sell it in 50 grams, and I think they sell it for I think I sold something like £5. So a box like that will cost you £50, which is astronomical amount. So they're making a nice profit on that. I think I'll have to start selling it on Etsy if people buy it. It does seem to be people buying it. I suppose if you just want a little bit, you don't want to buy a whole box, then you know, buy it on Etsy, I suppose. But wholesale, the box costs about £8, I think. I think it's about £8. So it's lovely and soft. Yeah, it's beautiful and soft to work with. It's not sharp at all. Sphagnum moss is what you'd use for lining you're getting B&Qs and places like that. That's for lining hanging baskets, that type of moss. That's a bit different. You could use that. But right, one more bit. But this is prettier and it's softer. And as I say, it comes in lots of colours. You can get this in like pink and blues and purples. So you can be quite creative with it. Right, so we've done one layer at the bottom there. Okay, so that's the first layer. Let's get rid of this rubbish from here. So that's your bottom layer, all the way around. Can I get a country bus? I think so, Judith. Where did I get mine from? I get mine from my Dutch wholesaler. If you ever need it, Judith, let me know and I'll get you a box. Next time I'm ordering, I can order you a box. And then I'm going to go, I've got the light green one now. I'm just going to layer up another layer. So again, put it on the side. It's easier while you first start. So we're going to pin this other layer now. It's really fluffy. Right. So just carry on layering up. And so you want sort of like a, it's like a double skirt, I suppose, like a double skirt all the way around. You could do it higgledy piggledy. I mean, as I say, I've never actually made this before, so I'm just doing it how I think it would look nice. But by all means, just do it all speckled if you wanted to. That'd probably look quite pretty as well. So just get rid of all the deady bits again. So I've had lots of new members this week. I think we had about 160 members this week. So that's really good. I think it's on Facebook now. It's being advertised all over the world. So it's like the group's getting really, really, really busy now. But please continue to add your friends, because it's nice to have local people as well. Obviously, I'm here in Bucks, but people all over the world are joining. So it's really great. If you know anyone that might like to join, please invite them. The more the merrier. So just getting another little see, when you just pull it out the box, it's all got lots of bits of wood in it, so just take all those out. You don't want those in, sort of shake them out. But that's, as I say, that's how it comes straight off the mountains, or the area you call it in Scotland, the mountain areas where the reindeer eat the moss. So we're just moving it around. As I say, you don't have to be too worried. We're going to probably get rid of the top bit there in a minute. So let's put some more of this there. If it looks a bit brown, I don't want to use that, because I want to see the bright green ends. Just literally just going to go around, finish the other side. Can you see that there? So we've just got like our little skirt there. We're just going to finish the other side now. A bit more. Try and find some nice bits. Yeah, see, when you buy the box, you get all the nice bits on the top, but then when you want to use it, obviously, you've got to move it about a bit. So try and get the nice bits on the edge. So get rid of all the horrible woody bits. You're welcome, Juliana. I love doing the demonstrations, so I'm glad you enjoy them. The difficult thing is finding new things every week. That's what I find difficult, trying to find new ideas. So if anyone gets any really nice ideas, something different really, you know, not the same thing all the time. That's what I struggle with, because every week it's difficult to find something every week to come up with. It's different. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, I could do that, but I'll show you my version of it. And this is my version of it. So one more bit on the corner there. Might need two bits. It's probably a bit better, that bit. So just sort of size it up. Get rid of all the twigs again. There's so many twiggy bits. Okay, so just pin that in. We need one more bit there, got a little hole there, as far as the colour's concerned. There we go. So, for once my mossing pins have come in very useful. As I say, I bought this box years ago, I think. I hardly use it for funeral work. That my husband not locked me in. I'm in my garage workshop. It sounded like my husband just locked me in, but he didn't. Thank goodness. I'd feel a bit claustrophobic if he locked me in. Right, okay, so there we go. I love working with Reindeer Moss. Yeah, I do as well. I think it's really pretty. So there is the guts of your basket. There we go. And afterwards, after you've used this, because you've got so much, you could leave it in the garden. You could just maybe put some little succulents in the top or something. That would be quite nice as well. You could just put it in the garden. You could use that as a variation, couldn't you? Right, so that's our basket made, really. So I hope you like that. And then also we're going to do a little arrangement in the top. So it's really pretty, isn't it? I really like this, actually. I'm quite pleased with this. I think it's quite pretty. So that's our little... As I say, I wouldn't hold it by the handle because it's very heavy. So I'll hold it up, you can see. So you've got your little skirt all the way around. So you can't see the oasis. The oasis is covered with the plastic at the bottom, so it shouldn't leak too much. And obviously, when you give it as a gift or whatever, just tell them to put a little bit of water down the middle, and then that way it won't soak underneath. So right, let's get the reindeer moss out of the way. Space. Top down. You use cardboard box covered with foliage from my garden. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, can do it. Yeah. Okay, there's lots of different ways to do things, but this is just one way I'm showing today. So now we're going to do our little flower arrangement. And for this, if you didn't see at the beginning, I've got some soft ruscus. This is soft ruscus. I've got 3 aqua pink roses. I've got some peachy pink alstroemeria. I've got aconitum or monkshood, which is highly poisonous, so please, if you ever put it into an arrangement, put a little disclaimer on there just to say that the purple flower included in this arrangement is poisonous, so please don't let any animals or children or anybody basically You could actually do a lot of damage with this. It used to be used in Victorian times to poison people. And limoneum. Okay, so just a few little filler. This is a little filler. Okay, so we're just going to outline with the I'm going to do it sort of from one side downwards, really. So this is going to be my heart here. It's a bit long. Just work around your moss. Don't leave any sort of woody bits of stem on the end. So you can see I'm just putting in a bit of greenery. Just a bit at the back. Very tough soft ruscus. Used a lot in wedding work. It's nice for if you do bridal bouquets. It's beautiful to use for that. So. And it goes into the oasis really easily. It's just a nice hard stem, although it's soft on the outside, soft leaves. Just a bit of form at the back. Going down where I want it to go down. It's better. And just a few more bits dotted through. Okay, so 3 aqua roses. So these are going to be my centres. So 1. 2. I'll go a long ways. I always change my mind when I do things. So the aconitum. Again, so when you pull these off, always remember to wash your hands afterwards. Just going to use that to outline the back. Astro, put him down there. Astro, beautiful. They last for ever and a day. And if you get them nice and new, they're all going to open out. It's sort of like a nice purpley colour, that one actually. It's really pretty. Get rid of all your bits and pieces. So you don't really need much. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 stems. Maybe might need another. Maybe I need it. No, I might need another Astro. We'll see. And then this is the limonium. So then we're just going to fill in with the limonium. And again, this is just going to bring all the colours together. And see how nicely it goes with the lime coloured Sphagnum Moss. This is beautiful. If you feed in from both sides of the handle. Want some to come behind it as well. It's a bit like when we did the card. Remember the living card? I sort of go in and outside of the handle. That one's snapped when I put it in. So you actually get quite a lot. You could probably use one stem of right, how does that look from the front? So just stand back and have a look. This rose is not quite in line. Okay. Right, now that leaf is going to annoy me. So get rid of any leaves of the astro that you think are sort of overpowering as well. Sometimes you just need to take a few off, or you can just chop them a bit. Sometimes I just chop the leaves a bit, just so that you can see the, otherwise you're not going to see your lovely little basket that you've gone to a lot of trouble to make underneath. Anyone asking any questions, because I'm not looking. Sea spray, yeah, that's right, it's another name for it, sea spray. Love sea spray. Looking lovely. Okay. The eruption of the volcano here has dumped a lot of ash, oh dear, on our island, damaging lots of our flowers. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, Juliana. I'll have to get out there and have a good clear up, I suppose. Oh dear, I'm really sad to hear that. I know what it's like, because I'm in the process of growing a lot more flowers for my garden, English grown flowers, and the weather we've had the last few weeks has been diabolical, and nothing is taking, and it's just rain, everything's getting washed out. So I've still got a table. I was going to do the demonstration outside today, but I've still got a table full of seeds and stuff to put in the garden, and I'm going to do them today, just so we can get our table back. Because the weather's been so bad. Yeah, in the Caribbean, yeah. Hope it's okay. Yeah. Looks lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Right, so as I say, if you turn it round, just make sure you haven't got any holes. I've got a hole here at the back here. You could just put a little clump of moss in there if you wanted to, but that looks a bit messy, so I'm not going to do that. So just get a little bit more greenery. Because this is so pretty and you've gone to all the trouble of putting the moss all the way around, it will probably be seen all the way around. So make sure that all your oasis is covered. Sure it looks pretty from all angles. You don't know where the person that's receiving it the other end is going to put it. They might put it on a little circular table where there's people sitting all the way around it, and you wouldn't want them to see. What I then do as well, just to bring the foliage alive, I just spray the foliage, not the flowers, with my Miracle Leaf Shine, which you can get in all where you get house plants, and your nurseries, they all sell it. Anywhere where they sell house plants, they sell it as well. All leaves have a natural sort of oil in them anyway, so if you don't want to use, that's classified as a chemical I suppose, if you don't want to use that, then you can just rub the leaves and the natural oil in the leaf will come out. What a difference between Sphagnum Moss and Reindeer Moss. What's the difference? Oh, well, Sphagnum Moss is mainly used for hanging baskets. It's more wet. It's not pretty. I mean, this is more for floristry work. You would use Reindeer Moss because it looks prettier. and it's softer, it's easier to work with. Sphagnum moss is wetter. You know, it's the sort of stuff that you'd line hanging baskets with. That's what they use it for mainly. And it's okay. You use it for certain things. You'd use it like, you know, like if you're making, if you're going to make wreaths, if you make wreaths, you'd use sphagnum moss because it's wetter and it holds the water better for outside. It doesn't dry out so much. But for pretty things that you want to make inside the house, then reindeer moss is better. Yeah, reindeer moss is better. So there we go. So that is our little handmade handbag. I called it handbag. So you can see all around. So your handles are hidden underneath here. You can't see your handles, but please don't pick it up by handles. I don't think it would be strong enough. I mean, I'm going to try it now because I've just said I'm right. Okay, I've just done it. So that shows you it is strong enough, but don't don't rely on that. I wouldn't rely on that. But you saw how many pins I put in it just to so just a little arrangement. And then what you could say to whoever you gave it to is when all the flowers die off, just get some little what do you call them? Little succulents. Get some little succulents and literally just put them onto the wet oasis. You could pin them down with a little, you know, with a couple of pins, and that would go on. That would live on forever until the oasis, you know, basically breaks down and dies. But as we know, oasis doesn't do that very easy. So you could get a good use out of it for quite a while. All right. So that's our little handbag, all made with sphagnum moss, few flowers and lots of love. Okay, have a lovely day everybody. Hope the sun shines for you. Hope it stops raining in Ireland, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye. If you've put any questions I haven't seen, I will answer them later. All right, bye. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.